You were actually doing judo before jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
So can you kind of just give the audience a little bit of a history lesson on how you came into jiu-jitsu and what you were doing before that and who became your coach?
Yeah, so I started really young. Judo is very traditional in Brazil. I had amazing teachers. Brazil was being always very gifted because we got a lot of immigrants, especially from Japan, previous Second War or after Second War. So we had a really exposure to the best that we could have. And I think I was around 13 to 14, and I had a friend of mine who started doing jiu-jitsu. And he showed me a couple moves, and I always was like, what is that, you know? And I went to my dad to ask him, hey, do you know anybody in jiu-jitsu? And my dad's like, yeah, we have the house in the mountains. And I grew up, and Master Helio have a house close to us, so I knew Master Helio since I was a little kid. You know, even with the difference of age, that he was older than my dad. And my dad used to be at the beach. My dad played volleyball competitive even for the Brazilian team. But they used to hang out with the people from Jiu-Jitsu. It was a Carson Gracie that was in Copacabana. And my dad said, yeah, you want to go? I will take you. And he took me, at the time, was on the rowing stadium. I think was a favor having the school on that place. And I had the first experience. I remember walking in, and my dad introduced to Marcelo, and I met one of good friends of mine that day. They rode with me, and you know, and I was so impressed with everything. And from that day on, I fell in love, and start transitioning slowly, a little less judo, even if I love judo, and more towards the jiu-jitsu. And I was lucky enough at the time to not only be exposed to Master Helio, who's still teaching a little bit, and then Rickson was the head of all the classes, and that's how I started with